My high school senior prank went down in history, despite the fact that it never actually took place. Our high school was determined to stop us from pulling our senior prank, all because our new principal just didn't like the idea. He made it clear that if even one student tried to pull a prank, he would stop our entire class from graduating and hold us all back by a year. Needless to say, this created a lot of tension and frustration among us. Everyone was furious, but as the date of the prank grew closer, about 2 weeks before the planned week of pranks, someone came up with an idea, an anti-prank. The idea was quickly accepted by everyone and spread throughout the halls until the entire senior class was on board. The plan was simple but genius. Each senior would bring in a potentially threatening item every day during the prank week, but we wouldn't do anything with it. We'd simply carry it around, confusing and irritating the administration, but without technically breaking any rules. The week finally arrived, and on that Monday, every single one of the 700 seniors brought a watermelon to class. Some kids even went all out, bringing in wheelbarrows full of watermelons. The halls were filled with hundreds of students carrying watermelons to every class, and our principal was clearly losing his mind. By noon, an announcement was made stating that all watermelons had to be eaten or thrown away, or they'd be confiscated. Of course, by the end of the day, every single watermelon was taken. The next day, we switched it up. This time, everyone brought in a bowl or plate, and again, the same thing happened. An announcement ordering us to dispose of them. And by the end of the day, the items were all confiscated. We repeated this process every day, each time with a new seemingly threatening item, until finally, the grand finale arrived. On the last day of the prank week, we all brought in gallon jugs of water. As expected, the principal made another announcement, saying the water would be taken, and lunchtime arrived with teachers going around and confiscating every jug. Then, it was time to execute our plan. We took to social media, flooding Twitter with messages about how our principal was taking away water from students, causing severe dehydration. The fact that it was 94 degrees outside worked in our favor. Within hours, news stations picked up on the story, and by the end of the day, 4 different reporters showed up at the school. Our principal was in complete panic mode. I even saw him running to the staff bathroom, likely trying to calm his nerves. Eventually, he was advised by the assistant principal to face the reporters. When he stepped outside, he was immediately swarmed with questions about his actions. As he tried to explain, the stress seemed to get to him. In the middle of answering questions, he took out a bottle of water and took a sip. A photographer snapped a picture, and the next day, it was all over the front page of the local newspaper.